to Leonard, who is in Oregon, who's been waiting a long time. Leonard, thank you for your patience. You're on Trunk Nation.
Well, first I want to say, Joel, you're awesome, and Eddie needs to take you on a working vacation to Vegas.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I got a spare room for Joel, but the problem is, in the way when I work remotely, which is all I ever do, wherever I am, somebody's got to man the controls, and that can't be taken remotely. So if Joel were to go with me on from wherever I'm working, he wouldn't be able to run the show because that gear is in another place.
Well, Joel, take a vacation with him and let Alex take over for a day.
Wait a minute.
I like the way he's thinking.
Wait a minute. Let me. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is funny. This just came to me. So, Leonard, Joel did come on the road with me one time. It was recent when we did the Scorpions special at the start of their residency from the Zappos Theater in Vegas and Planet Hollywood. Okay, so Joel produced, was there on site, dealt with the audience, all went great, right? Concert happens that night, we're all in the concert, and about halfway through the concert, Joel's like, I'm going to take a walk to the casino a little bit, do a little gambling, have a couple of drinks. I said, well, yeah, you should, go enjoy, you had to fly back early the next day, whatever. So go ahead, go enjoy. Never to be seen again. And the next day, I'm about to go on the air, and there's no Joel. So you be careful what you wish for, because he got sucked up into the abyss of the Vegas party scene, and we almost lost him, Leonard.
Okay.
It's like, good riddance.
No concern for what happened to him. I was worried about him. I just remember, Joel, didn't I come pick you up? I took you to the airport the next day.
Yeah,
we
didn't have to be on air the next day. You picked me up the next day, but I picked up some company. We'll just leave it at that.
Good for you. I do remember, because I had to pick something up from Joel. He had passes that I gave him or something, and I picked him up and I drove him to the airport. And he had said, I said, what happened to you last night? Because we were calling him. He said, you want to come and get a drink, whatever. He went off the grid, which, that happens in Vegas. It's one of the beautiful things about Vegas.
Only for good reasons.
For good reasons, but Joel had some fun. And good on him that he did. But the effect, the Vegas impact of that evening resonated into the next day, where Joel was late for the start of the show. We almost didn't have a show the next day it was on the air because he was recovering from the one road trip he took. That's it, Leonard? Nothing?
No.
We got on the air that day. That is what matters.
We got on the air. Joel's usually on, standing by like an hour before I go live. That day it was about 30 seconds before, I'm all right, I'm here. That's great.
Yeah. I rolled over and there was about 15 missed calls, text messages, the works. I was like, oh, shit.
I love my second home of Vegas, and I love when people take full advantage of the greatness of the city. Anyway, Leonard, what's your point?
I got some top 5 ideas for you, and a throwdown idea for you.
All right.
Top 5 lead singer guitar players, and you can branch off into a second A with bass players. So, like, my personal number 1 would be James Hetfield. So the criteria is they have to do both 100% of the time.
Hold on. Lead singer / guitar. So they play guitar the whole time and sing lead.
And sing.
Don't have to sing. They don't have to play lead guitar, right? They can play rhythm guitar.
No, just lead singer. That'd be the lead singer and the guitar player. So like James Hetfield, or like in Richard's case, his number 1 would be Claudio, and his number 2 would be Michael Sweet.
Two of my favorites that come to mind immediately, Richie Kotzen and Dave Meniketti. Two guys where I don't know, I struggle if I like their singing or their guitar playing more. They're both great at that.
But it would be a good top 5 idea.
Not bad. I like the idea. I like it. I just...
very diverse.
Yeah, we could, man, I don't know. We'll definitely, Joel, add that to the list.
Got it.
And all right, Leonard, bass player one day too. And here's a throwdown idea. the more rabid fans, Sebastian or Richard?
Well, Richard Christie, Richard doesn't get, and thanks, Leonard, for the call. Richard doesn't get the same credit for being the avid Trunk Nation daily, every second listener, only because Richard cannot call in. So Sebastian can call in, and we have him on and all of that. Unfortunately, Richard cannot do that because it's a deal, because he works on the Stern Show and he can only do that show and be heard on that show, and it's some internal thing there. But of course, would always be welcome. But know that when and if he could, he would be very active, and he does listen every day, and he even listens to all 3 hours of the Hair Nation show, because he's always hitting me with that on Monday for requests. So, yeah, there's a circle there of a good group of people that I greatly appreciate who are avid listeners. So Richard definitely deserves more credit and doesn't get it as much just because we can't hear him on here, but know he's behind the scenes texting, listening, and always giving me his input. So I appreciate all of it. Thank you, Leonard. I appreciate your call, and thank you for listening as well. Let's go to San Antonio.